My name is Lisa Schroeder. I'm director of River Life, and River Life is an unusual organization. It was founded as a task force by Mayor Murphy in 1999 with the mission of creating a vision and master plan for Pittsburgh's riverfronts. So it was an organization that came together with a big picture idea and the goal of engaging the public more broadly than had ever been done before in Pittsburgh to come up with a holistic view of what our riverfronts could be. Our goal is to maximize the potential of Pittsburgh's riverfronts as an environment, as an economic driver, and as a recreational and public center of life for the region. Thankfully, the group of citizens, and it's very significant that River Life is a citizen-driven organization, stayed together, codified an organization which has now been in existence for 10 years and which does three things in order to push that mission ahead. One is that we are the keepers of a dream that came out of that public planning process, and that dream is to create what we now call Three Rivers Park, a 13-mile seamless continuous park in the core of downtown Pittsburgh that is all about stringing together the natural resource with the communities, the districts, the architecture, the bridges, the infrastructure that we have in this city, so that what was formerly an industrial highway and a toxic division is now the thread that pulls us all together. The other is to advocate for the highest level of sustainable design in doing so, and for important design guidelines that preserve pedestrian connections and scenic viewsheds and high-level environmental mitigation strategies. And the third, always important, is fundraising. We are dedicated to bringing the capital funds to the city in order to make the dream a reality. And we do that differently. Another unusual thing in Pittsburgh, make no mistake, River Life did not invent riverfront transformation. Pittsburgh's tradition is simply amazing, starting with the original creation of Point State Park, which was truly one of the first examples anywhere of the transformation of an industrial core into a green space that was dedicated to not only improving the environment but also improving the economy downtown. It was at the time a shot heard around the world, and it was followed by the projects that Rob and Dennis have mentioned, the spectacular brownfield projects, each of which has been different, each of which has set a new bar. I think that our mission is to connect these things and to connect that spirit of innovation and environmental transformation into a continuous approach to maximizing the potential on our riverfronts. And what is beginning to happen, we are exactly halfway through what was a course that was charted for a 20-year push to create Three Rivers Park. What we have found, we've raised $113 million for public park space, publicly accessible park space along the riverfronts. Astoundingly, 43 million of that are private dollars. The vast majority of those dollars came from philanthropic sources. And that's an amazing phenomenon, and another proof of the kind of public-private partnership that comes together in Pittsburgh in order to make initial investments, lever further improvement, quality, and growth. And very quickly, in those 10 years, we have charted $4 billion of investment of all kinds, public, private, corporate, culture, et cetera, along the edges, just within those 13 miles and over 600 residential units. We have not gone back before 1999. So this is a curve, and what we're seeing is exponential growth that ultimately is resulting in the improvement of quality of life for the region.
My name is Ellen Kite, and I'm the president of the Pittsburgh Partnership for Neighborhood Development. And we kind of pull together so many of the things that speakers before us, Rob and Dennis and Lisa, have talked about. We are a funding intermediary. We do leverage and participate heavily in that public-private partnership. We have been in existence since 1983, and we're really been talking about places. If you're going to have strong economic development, it's one thing to say, yes, we're going to support business and attract businesses, but people do not want to come here, they do not want to grow here, they do not want to stay here, unless you look at all elements and aspects of community. And our communities, our neighborhoods within the city of Pittsburgh, and our vision really is to create vibrant communities that benefit residents and are assets to the region. And we do this by mobilizing both private and public resources, building local capacity and leadership, which is really critical. We're talking about helping to improve the ability of you as residents of the community to make decisions about where you want to go and the quality of life in your neighborhood, and helping you to have the skills to be able to do that, and then building connections. We introduce knowledge and best practices. We improve public and private policies, and we serve as a convener of system change. And when we talk a little bit later, we'll talk, that's one of our biggest challenges. But what's really important is pulling all of those elements of community together. Community is made up of its residents, its businesses, its cultural amenities, its natural resources, its institutions, and its infrastructure. And if you don't have strength in all of these areas, you don't have strong quality communities, you don't have good quality of life, and it is not conducive to good economic development. So our core belief is that Pittsburgh can't claim its full transformation unless neighborhoods are healthy and sustainable. And our vision is that all neighborhoods should have access to quality housing, convenient transportation, cultural resources, ample green space that Lisa talked about, and that every neighborhood has the potential to become a good place to live and work and play and raise families and do business. And so we assist in setting that stage, and we have a number of core principles that we work with. We provide and raise money and provide support to organizations that we raise and manage funds for community revitalization. We leverage private capital. We help provide organizations with support within neighborhoods and within communities. We build community leadership. We link neighborhoods to market strategies, the market strategies that Rob was talking about, and helping them to understand what the market opportunity is. And we can connect community development to investors and cutting-edge ideas. Since 1983, we have raised $50 million in private investment, and that $50 million has leveraged over $200 million in investment that has gone back into our communities. Some of the more exciting things that we have done include developing we were involved and were affiliated with a national intermediary called the Local Initiative Support Corporation, and through both we leveraged about $6 million of funding that helped to leverage over $60 million of private investment that was quick capital and nimble capital that could be used in the East Liberty transformation. And that was a very exciting effort, and build collaborations. We are building connections with multiple organizations within the city of Pittsburgh. We're trying to build alignment of resources. So we're targeting our resources and our strategies in market areas where there is distress but market opportunity. And then we're partnering with a number of both public and private organizations that have a piece of that community development pie. and we're leveraging each other's resources. So we work with the Urban Redevelopment Authority, the Mayor's Office, City Planning, and a number of other, the Community Design Center, Community Reinvestment Group, and a number of other organizations that are all about community revitalization. Working together, we can target and make some significant things happen. So that's a brief explanation of what we do, and we'll come back to some of the challenges later.